What's induction service? Glad you asked. Let's go take a look and find out. Well, an air induction service is simply put taking a cleaner that dissolves carbon and problems and different things that can affect your car's intake system and fuel system, and cleaning them out. Cleans the injectors, cleans from the throttle body all the way through the intake and exhaust valves as well. Also cleans out the piston rings, piston lands, the tops of the pistons, and the combustion chambers. This is the system that we like to use. It's a BG product. There are many others out there. This just happens to be the one we use and we've had the best luck with. One of the big changes in today's society is the low tension piston rings. You can see that one versus the high tension. Now, believe it or not, while these are definitely different in size, you can almost put one inside the other. These are both for a Ford 5.0, 1994, 2014. So that kind of gives you an idea of the difference in technology. If you notice, these rings right here have a very, very small area to grip the cylinder wall. There's not as much tension on the outside wall. That's all due to reduce friction. What does that mean? Less friction. There's about 40% of the energy created by any internal combustion temperature engine. About 40% of that goes toward reducing friction or dealing with friction. In other words, it's hard to push, that sort of thing. So that's loss in power as well as efficiency. They gain that back. The low tension has less drag, it's less surface area, less friction, increase in horsepower and efficiency. The rings account for about 50% of that 40%, so that's a huge chunk. So if they can make a difference there, that's going to make that's going to increase dramatically. It's about 15% better fuel economy and increase in power due to just changing the rings. Some of the drawbacks on these, they're very small. They don't have a lot of tension on them, which we talked about. So therefore, any little piece of trash or carbon or gum that starts building up around these can make them stick. That creates a loss of compression. Loss of compression is going to translate into lower power. Not going to work as efficiently. That's where this induction thing comes into place. The induction service basically fogs the system, sends a decarbon cleaner through there. It's going to dissolve all that stuff all the way through from the throttle body down through the intake, clean all that out, clean the back of the intake valves. It's going to clean the combustion chamber and the rings. Most importantly, these guys get cleaned, giving them their freedom of movement again. Once that freedom of movement comes back, you tend to have a lot better power again. Some of the tools we use, basically have a fogger, an injector cleaner, and also an induction intake decarbon tank. You put the stuff, you put chemical inside. This one's pressurized, so you can do injectors and or a fog. This one right here uses the engine vacuum to actually draw the material through the intake manifold, down across the valves, everything, all the way through, and clean everything up. Why is that so critical? We better talk some more about that. Used to not be as critical. Way back in the 90s, we had more forgiving, bigger wiggle, more strength. Also, we had port fuel. Port fuel was a big difference over direct fuel injection, which was really common these days. Port fuel sprayed the fuel into the intake, which let it run across those intake valves. That helped keep them clean. Nowadays we don't have that, so if we don't do that, you're looking at very expensive valve jobs, or if the rings continue to seize up, we're looking at sometimes complete engine replacement. So you're talking thousands and thousands of dollars on something that an induction service done with your tune-ups and that sort of thing, other general maintenance, can take care of. So hopefully you've learned a little bit about it. Give us a thumbs up, like us on Facebook, follow us over there. We'll get more and more information Give us a subscribe on YouTube. Hope to see you back for the next one. I hope you enjoyed this and hope you learned something. From the Barnes brothers at B&B Automotive, we treat you like family.